What is up, guys? Diplex here again. Welcome back to another Men of War Assault Squad 2 video. I hope everyone's had a good Friday so far. I am so excited to be back here again with another battle. We are back in Karelia together with the Finns and Soviets fighting during the continuation war. So in the previous video, there will be by the way, a link to it in the description box below. We got to see some summer uniforms. Today we're going to focus more on the Finnish winter uniforms, and I can announce today that the mod will be made public on Finland's National Day, which is December 6th. So I think that was a really suitable day for it to be released to everyone in the public, and I think I'm going to make one or two more videos showcasing the rest of the different Finnish units that you guys will soon be able to enjoy. So I've set up a pretty cool winter battle today. It's kind of snowy. This is obviously several months after the outbreak of the war. This is several months after Finnish troops started the attack on. I noticed there's a purple square up there in the top left. There we go. Try and disable that. This is several months after the Finns started the assault inwards into Soviet territory. And we're going to take a quick look at some of the units present here today, and then we're going to get going with the battle. I'm noticing I'm having like small freeze lags. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, lag fixed. Welcome back. Let's get the battle started. But before we get going, I do want to talk quickly about the map and the troops on it that will be participating in today's battle. Now, I don't know who will win. I rarely do. The only time I really do is when I'm sort of trying to push a series in a certain direction, or when I'm recreating a historical battle. Now, this is based off of a historical conflict, of course, but it's not based on any certain battle, so this could go either way. So we have the Soviets here, roughly 100 men, could be slightly more, 125 perhaps, defending the center of this town, or the town itself, really. It's a medium-sized village here. We've got troops out here on the right flank, the center by the big intersection, and of course here on the left flank by the church. So there's about a platoon each here defending the left, center, and right front flank. Then behind it, we have more interesting weapons and positions. We've got a big grouping of Soviet soldiers here in the center. This is sort of like a command post. They also have a mortar right behind them to the right. We've got two AT guns today, one 37mm M37. I do believe the M37 stands for its 37mm caliber, as well as its production year. Probably its production year. I think this is more than 37mm, but I'm gonna find out because I'm too eager to find out. It's 45, right? So it's probably made in 1937, but it is indeed a 45mm AT gun. Good to know. A second one here on the right side. Now, this open field doesn't have many Soviets covering it. We do have a Maxim machine gun here behind one of these hay bales. We also have a few Soviets inside various buildings here and there. We've got some in here. We have the most what do you call them? The most forefronted Soviet soldiers are in this building. They are going to be the first to face the Finnish attack. So there's a few in here. We also have a few back here in this tall building in front of the church. And the further you get into the town, the more Soviet soldiers you have inside the buildings. So there's going to be a lot of like close quarter combat and a lot of brutal fighting. And I think the indoor fighting is going to add to the brutality of this battle. Now, we have a second mortar up here covering the open field, as well as a few soldiers up on the high ground. So that is pretty much what the defense looks like. I think the Finns will try and push with armor here on the right side, because it's very open. We might even see a few tanks try and maneuver into the town itself. I think the strongest position is probably the area surrounding the church. The Finns have a minimal amount of cover getting down here, so this is where the Soviets are going to be the strongest. It's going to be a really cool battle, and if it turns out to be cool, I'm going to release a second version of this very battle, but done entirely in a cinematic style. So no commentary, awesome angles and effects, and as well as some really cool, intense music. And I think that's a cool way to provide more content, because these battles take a long time to make, and I'm struggling uploading daily, and I think in the end of the day that is what you guys want to see. So I think we've talked about it all. Let's enjoy the Finnish skins, the new Finnish winter skins that you haven't seen before. Hopefully I can make another 2 or 3 videos of this mod before release, showing you the rest of all the amazing skins. Now, I think that's a bit about all. One more thing that I want to let you guys know. Go to options right away. Ever since this Ostfront DLC came out, the game has been really spooky. I don't know if it's keen or something, but seriously, the buffers keep resetting to 16. This is dreadful. You need 64. You're gonna get a vastly... Now, this stands for the number of sound buffers is the number of simultaneous sounds which can be processed by your system. 16 is like, sure, if you've got 16 guys fighting, 16 sounds is all you need. But when you have like 200 soldiers on the battlefield at once, you're gonna need 64 buffers, right? I wish there was unlimited, but that would obviously be hard for the computer, but this is going to make a tremendous difference, and I don't know why the computer keeps reverting to, it's just weird. It's the game or it's my computer, but something's really spooky, and it started today, and it's like Halloween Friday. Like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this battle started. Did I do it right? Because sometimes you have to, disable things differently. There we go. Okay. I feel rusty, honestly. Let's get started. I am so excited for this battle. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be absolutely brutal. Which it should be here in the on the Finnish front against the Soviet Union. In 1941, late 1941, the first year of the war. So the Finns will be attacking using a platoon-sized unit at a time. The first platoon has started the attack here, and here's a good look at some of the infantry skins. Oh man, that is awesome. Soviet mortars suppressing the Finnish assault, forcing the Finns to take cover and to stay low. The longer the mortars can bog down the Finnish troops, the more time they will buy the Soviet infantry and allow them to engage them out here in the open without cover. The first Finnish tank has arrived, speeding its way down here to the right flank. This is a much appreciated asset here in the battle against the Soviets holding the town. This is so awesome. We'll see how long the Soviets remain here before retreating. I wonder if this tank will put some pressure on them. Yes, one soldier is starting to fall back. He has had enough. That tank is surely a scary sight if you don't have any armor support yourself. More Finnish infantry starting to make their way down the hill. Machine gunner changing position here. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, main gun fired. It missed, but it has acquired a target. The Soviets are still holding the wall here, but I think they're starting to get a little antsy now that there are more Finnish tanks arriving to the battlefield. We have one coming down the center here. We have a few Soviets changing their positions. They're forced to retreat. Honestly, the amount of Finnish infantry and armor right now is putting a lot of pressure on the Soviet troops up here by the outskirts of the town. Soviet Maxim machine gun down here in the center, starting to acquire some Finnish targets. That is awesome. The mortars are firing for full effect as well. And this tank is going to finish off the last couple of Soviets here on the right flank. Now they are actually starting to retreat. This is so cool. They're pulling back. Ura! Suka! What happened to the second tank? We saw one down the center. Oh, it is still here. It is very much engaged in combat. It is actually targeting the infantry up here behind the Maxim machine gun, and I think they've been wiped out. Good targeting. All right, so the tanks are supporting the infantry, but if they get overextended and if they move ahead from the Finnish supporting infantry, they can be an easy target for Soviet anti-tank guns. So this is something they need to consider. Finnish armor moving down into the town now. This one lacks infantry support. And one of the 45mm AT guns has acquired its position. At this range, it shouldn't be a hard target for the Soviet AT gun. One of the crew members have been killed. The tank is still not a good target. This AT gun is going to swap to the... Oh, it's being flanked. Oh! Okay, that shot hit. That was nice and well needed for the Soviets holding the right flank here. But one tank is still on the loose. Finns are forced to abandon the machine gun here, as one tank is getting dangerously close to them. A Molotov cocktail thrown on one of the tanks, but without effect. Soviet infantry still holding their ground very well here, but this flanking tank is going to be a nasty surprise, something they were surely not counting on. It's going to be up to this AT gun here to signal, don't come here. And I don't think it's buying the signal. We'll see if it's punished for it. It's right now struggling. I think the crew is has limited vision. They seem very confused. I'm not even sure they are well orientated right now. They probably don't know where they are. Okay, there we go. It's backing off after taking a Molotov cocktail. And that fourth or fifth AT round is actually gonna knock it out. It seemed like it killed the crew inside, who were already quite demoralized and confused. They were probably wondering where they were. Now, one of the tanks are still active, but they've lost its tracks simply. So the crew won't be able to move, and I don't think they'll be doing any field repairs anytime soon. But that is unexpected. I need to be honest, I didn't quite see that coming. The AT guns are usually superior to the tanks, especially at this stage of the war. But they were fast and managed to flank around quite nicely. Oh, okay, a third Finnish tank is coming into the open field here. Finnish artillery rounds hitting there on the far side of the town. Shaking things up quite severely. I don't want to lose focus on the infantry entirely here, even though I really find these tanks quite interesting. How is it going here in the center? Well, we're getting closer, but as I predicted, the church is still holding. So once again, the Finns will be speaking German for now. I haven't arranged any Finnish voices, but I think there's a mod out on the workshop that does have Finnish voices, and it'd be nice to port them onto this mod as well. Because the Finns are finally starting to bring down the Soviet left flank, but there are still troops holding the church, so this is taking them a considerate amount of time. Whoa, big explosion back there. Was that the third tank? Oh, I think so. Holy shit! I wonder, I don't think it was hit by the AT gun at this angle, possibly, but, you know, it could have been a grenade as well, considering the explosive damage. We have got some infantry nearby, so that is that tank platoon dealt with, although I would say it had a considerable impact on the battle. I think it might just cook off, or it'll explode. There we go, and a second explosion. That is so cool. This is really brutal. We have a lot of Soviets in the open night right now, taking a lot of machine gun and rifle fire from the Soviets, holding every corner of this town. This is so awesome. The command post is still holding. There's an SVT-40 in action. The machine gun seems to have jammed. He's trying to fix it desperately. The rifleman and officer next to him are doing what they can to hold back the Finnish assault. Oh, man. This is so awesome. I've missed these historical battles. Even though they might just be small skirmishes, I've missed them. A lot of Finns coming down the center now, but the mortars are holding many back. How is the attack here on the right flank looking? Oh, they're getting there. They're about to cross the open. The machine gun crew was killed, so that's a no-go. If the Soviets had this Maxim machine gun, it would make it almost impossible for the Soviets to attack in the open like this. And right now they're covering behind a barn, which is taking a severe amount of mortar fire from the Soviets. I wonder if they will have enough momentum to attack here. Time will tell. Troops inside the building firing at the Finnish attackers. The Soviet left flank is now collapsed, which is also known as the Finnish right flank, and I presume we might as well just revert our vision back here to the Finns and consider this the right flank. So the church has fallen, and the Finns are now around the graveyard, and they're making their way down into the town from the right approach. But there are a lot of Soviet guns back here, as you can tell. Officer with binoculars, they're calling out targets for the machine gunner on his right. I love this sort of like early war Russian infantry or Soviet infantry. Really cool. A minimal amount of helmets here, as can be seen. Mostly the fur caps with their... well, the officers have them up, and the regulars have them folded down for... I don't know, for some variety and for an easier distinction, even though you can tell an officer's uniform from a regular private or enlisted. Still kind of cool. This is like a whole machine gun squad over here. Probably just survivors from several squads, because there's about one machine gun per 8 or 10 men here in this case, so that is the current layout. How's the center looking? That attack has kind of died off a little bit. I see Finnish casualties and a few survivors among the bodies. How is the Finnish left flank attack looking? It's quiet, for sure. This tank isn't doing anything at all, and I don't think it's ever going to be repaired, so for the hell of it, let's have some fun. And this isn't, like, gonna impact the battle. Oh, like, Diplex, you're ruining the battle, dude. This is just me doing something about something that otherwise wouldn't have happened, which is simply sending the crewmen out to have some fun. Look at them being shot at. That's awesome. Yeah, this tank is a no-go. Trust me. Now at least the Finns have 2 pistoliers. And this is kind of cool. Oh, that guy was hit by a mortar round. The officer is alive, though. Satani perkele! Ryssjävlar! Holy shit, he's taking a lot of fire, dude. Just go. I'm trying to save your life. I literally am trying to save your life. Alright, we'll see what he can do. It's kind of fun. He survived like a second mortar impact. Actually, 2 mortars firing simultaneously. I don't think he's gonna live the next one, though. Well, he's next to a few Finnish soldiers here who are bogged down. This assault, my friends, I can currently announce that it is a no-go for the Finns. The Soviets have well, it's still going on here on this side. I shouldn't perhaps call it over yet, but the small amount of Finns here are probably, by my judgment, not gonna, or not by my judgment, if I can judge the situation, I don't think they're gonna make it. But it's obviously nothing I've decided for them. That is just the course of the battle. But yeah, there seems to be about a dozen, perhaps a few more. But I think the Soviets have more men remaining. The right flank might be an even match, but the center here still have a lot of troops remaining, although many of them seem to be killed. I have to actually retract my statement. I think the Finns might be able to push through. It depends on how well they can protect their flanks. Right now they're picking up some momentum, which means they are starting to kill off some Soviet defenders. This is interesting. Because usually when the infantry stops attacking and moving, which that means they have insufficient manpower to push through. But since they're actually starting to move up in groups now, they could have enough. Got a combat team over here. Look at that. Sumi. Look at him going nuts with that drum mag, bro. Satani perkele! Oj! Voi vittu, I almost tipped my glass. Oh, shot in his back there as he turned around. Oh, and that submachine gunner is going to be forced to retreat. Well, some of the Finns are starting to move up here on this side. But it seems like it's turning out to be quite an indecisive outcome. It's like the majority of soldiers have died off, and now it's turning into be like a small skirmish between the survivors here in the town before any additional reinforcements arrive. I think I heard a PPSH over here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, the mortars are still active, of course, and there are Soviet soldiers back here by the mortars, so they've abandoned their positions up here. So this is something I'm going to do in the future when doing these defense missions, is not have troops just hold position. It is so much cooler to allow them to withdraw and to, like, change their positions more ambiently. It's something I've been working on, a system how to do that without them attacking the enemy, and it's really kind of simple, but yeah. Oh, that was beautiful! Like, just to see the SVT-40 deliver a few... Oh, he shot the officer too, and then he's gunned down. That was awesome! Of course, I mean, the final height up here, oh, zoom. They're still firing the mortars at the Finns attacking. We have a few still trying, but they're going to be shot back. Look at the DPs over here. Open up, and they're gone. Let's go ahead and say that this is sort of an indecisive result. The Finns successfully pushed into the town, but the Soviets are still kind of holding it. I hope that's enough. It would be interesting to open up the minimap, though, here towards the end, just to see what the situation actually looks like. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and click 1 to select the Soviet soldiers. So all the blue dots on the minimap in the top left are Soviets, and as you can tell, they have the advantage probably by around 30%, 40% probably, because the big formations of blue dots up here are numerous rather. So yeah, I don't think this is going to turn out nice at all for the Finns if they continue the assault, because they're just lacking sufficient manpower to carry this through. But they've punched into the town, so I'll call this kind of a draw right now, judging the current positions. Oh, there's a Mosin soldier over here inside the building, battling a Finnish soldier here. It's kind of still fun to see these last couple of soldiers head in, though. Yeah, this is... I hope you've enjoyed the battle. It's been really brutal. Let's take a look at casualties. We'll mark the Finnish casualties in yellow and the Soviet casualties in red. And you can tell it's just been a deadly day. Hundreds of casualties here during this half-hour battle or so. Probably less than half an hour, but it feels like it's more. I mean, it's hard to fathom that all of this could be caused within minutes, but it is indeed the case. So it's been a brutal assault. So I think I will do one more winter video before moving on to some more 1942 summer battles here with the Finns and Soviets in East Karelia and whatnot. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.